No fewer than 5 drum majors on parade in their distinctive state dress, positioned at the head of each band, responsible for keeping time. There's the senior drum major, Ben Roberts of the Coldstream Guards, appointed in September last year, so this, a very big day for him, his first birthday parade.
This is my first Queen's birthday parade as a senior drum major. To wear the state dress jacket is probably the most rewarding thing, especially on Trooping the Colour as well. This is what my career is all about. You know, I've dreamt about this job ever since I joined the army. Being in charge of 4 drum majors and probably the best mass bands in the world on parade in front of Her Majesty the Queen.
Quite a responsibility for Ben Roberts. Previously in the Corps of Drums of the battalion, he returned from Afghanistan in April. So his first duty is to lead the mass bands as they play one of the most famous and popular pieces, Les Huguenots, by Meyerbeer, arranged by Dan Godfrey.
Troop!
Trombone gives the signal for the mass bands to change direction.
Centre! Quick march!
Quick March is the Glaswegian, a march written by Major Jimmy Howe, Director of Music of the Scots Guards, between 1959 and 74. The lone drummer, Lance Corporal Gordon Prescott, has broken away. He's marching to a position to the right of the escort, preparing to beat the drummer's call. That will signal that the next phase of the parade is underway. Lance Corporal Prescott, who served in Afghanistan last year in the Battalion Intelligence Cell. Drummer's call, an echo of the days when all battlefield commands were given by a drum beat. An orderly, Lance Corporal Ross Mabel, takes the Regimental Sergeant Major's pace stick, and that enables him to draw his sword.
Escort for the colour! In close order! Left! Dress!
The eyes front, which is achieved with no word of command given.
Escort for the colour will advance by the left. Quick march!
The subaltern gives the order, and the familiar tune of the British Grenadiers, arranged by Jacob Cappy. The escort marching off with pride and purpose, on its way to take possession of the colour. And as we enjoy the escort on the move, Ben, it's worth thinking about the logistical problems they've had in recent months.
Yes, it is, Hugh. I remember the year that we did it in 2009. We started our first rehearsal on the 27th of April in order to get us properly prepared for today. And of course, the Scots Guards, being based in Catterick, have had to move to Purbright, where they've conducted their rehearsals over the last 6 weeks or so. And I'm sure they're very much looking forward to returning to North Yorkshire in the coming week.
The escort will stop some 20 paces from the colour party. The music stops, they'll be ready for that transfer to take place.
Escort for the colour! Halt! Escort for the colour! In open order! Right! Dress! Last bands will retire! About! Turner!
Regimental Sergeant Major Warrant Officer 1 Ali Mackenzie marching from the rear of the escort. He'll be collecting the ensign, Lieutenant Tom Ogilvie on his way, and they will then go and collect the colour. Ali Mackenzie, who when he was an instructor at Sandhurst had as one of his cadets Officer Cadet Wales, now Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, who's here today of course as one of the Royal Colonels.
Escort to the colour! Present arms! Escort to the colour! Round! Arms!
The ensign, Sergeant Major resume their positions with the escort. Interesting to note, of course, the escort for the colour previously has now become the escort to the colour, ready for that trooping to take place.
Escort to the colour! Range! Arms! Escort to the colour will advance by the centre! Slow! March!
The escort advances in slow time. The tune is Escort to the Colour, arranged by Lieutenant Colonel Richard Ridings. A mesmerising manoeuvre, the spin wheel, performed by the mass bands, allowing them to change direction while keeping the same formation. It's a bit of a miracle. Among those enjoying the spectacle, Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge. Escort forming into line. Very soon the band will cut out, and then we'll be ready for the formal trooping to begin. Every eye on the parade ground, trained on the colour. So to the tune of the Grenadiers' slow march, The escort does its prime duty today. And the young guardsman chosen to carry the colour, to troop it down the ranks, is Lieutenant Tom Ogilvie. He was commissioned into the Scots Guards in December 2009. He deployed to Afghanistan last year. Certainly conscious of his family's military heritage. His great-great-uncle, Sir Gilchrist Ogilvie, served with the Scots Guards. He lost his life in the Great War.
Being the ensign, it is a huge honour to carry the colours of the battalion, and what goes with that is an expectation to be the smartest man on parade. And really, it's a tremendous honour for me because it's the Guardsmen's colours. They put everything into fighting for them, and the pressure that I feel is really just doing a job worthy of them. My primary focus on the day will just be trying to ensure that I stay in step with everyone behind me, that the colours remain off the ground and are presented properly, and also I'll probably keep a beady eye out for my mum, give her a little wink or a nod.
Ben, it's important, really important, to underline the significance of the colour today.
I think it is, Hugh. In many ways, its origins are rather old-fashioned, but today I always think its relevance is as strong as ever, in the sense it is the manifest representation of the contribution of a particular regiment to the history of the British Army. And it's interesting to reflect, when you look at it, the battle honours that have seen the army adapt to change to the differing circumstances, to the nature of conflict required at that specific time. And there's a history and a great story behind each one of those battle honours, which we're enormously proud of.
Halt! Escort to the colour will advance. Left! Turn! Escort to the colour. Change! Arms! Guard! No! Numbers 1 to 5 guards will retire. Arm out. Turn.
Guards reposition and prepare for the march past when Her Majesty will take the salute. Music is Hazelmere, composed by Drum Major Tom Burkett.
Numbers 1 to 5 guards will advance. Arm out. Turn. By the left. Slow march.
March past in slow time is underway. A grand operatic slow march from Norma, composed by Bellini, arranged, by the way, by Travis Sharp. What we call a neutral slow march. Leading the way, Field Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Lincoln Job, followed by the Major of the parade, Major Ben Ramsey of the Welsh Guards, who received his MBE today in the birthday honour, so our congratulations to him. He's been second in command of the 1st Battalion Welsh Guards since March of last year. Right flank, senior company, 1st Battalion Scots Guards. I'm told the tallest guardsman is David Crookdeck, who's 6 feet 8 inches tall. I mean, it does make you think, Ben, that these are men of big stature, not just physically.
They really are, and traditionally the tallest men in the army have been in the household division, but in recent years that has changed, and you can see some very, very tall men on parade and some not so tall men, but they make a huge contribution nevertheless, whatever their size or their background or whatever, wherever they're from.
Queen prepares to recognise the colour as the Scots Guards take pride of place. Queen acknowledges. The ensign has lowered the standard, it's called the flourish. Colours which have undergone a bit of restoration work this year because the colour was taken to Iraq twice and to Afghanistan once. The Major General decided that it needed a bit of repair work. It's looking magnificent today. The ensign raises it, that's called the recover. We have number 2 Guard, of course B Company, 1st Battalion Scots Guards. Duke of Kent is Colonel of the Scots Guards, looking on proudly. He's held that appointment since 1974. Number 3 Guard approaching, F Company, Scots Guards. Music changes to the Grenadier Guard Slow March, Scipio by Handel. Number 4 Guard, Nijmegen Company, Grenadier Guards. Music changes again to signal the arrival of the Welsh Guards, men of Harlech. Prince of Wales Company, 1st Battalion Welsh Guards. And a final change. Figaro by Mozart, that is the slow march of the Coldstream Guards. Number 6 Guard today, number 7 Company Coldstream Guards. Followed by the adjutant of the parade, Captain Hamish Bond. The adjutant salutes. Music changes to Balmoral Castle, composed by Major James Howe, the neutral slow march. Field officer rides out and salutes the Queen. Inform the Queen that the first phase of the march past is complete. It means he can prepare for the next phase.
Well, down here on the ground, you can really appreciate the precision of the movements, the power of the parade, and also the richness of the music, which this year has a Scottish flavour to it. The pipers looking resplendent in their brand new Royal Stuart tartan, and all of the 1st Battalion Scots Guards have new tunics. They'll be particularly grateful that today is not a particularly hot one, because on a very hot day, a guardsman can lose up to 6 pounds in weight. But we've got a slight breeze, we've had a shower of rain to dampen the dust, and it is very cool, which is a blessing for them and also for the horses, who are standing patiently and waiting. The flies are being kept away from them, and the household cavalry waiting their turn on the edge of horse carts.
No fewer than 5 drum majors on parade in their distinctive state dress, positioned at the head of each band, responsible for keeping time. There's the senior drum major, Ben Roberts of the Coldstream Guards, appointed in September last year, so this, a very big day for him, his first birthday parade.
This is my first Queen's birthday parade as a senior drum major. To wear the state dress jacket is probably the most rewarding thing, especially on trooping the colour as well. This is what my career is all about. You know, I've dreamt about this job ever since I joined the army. Being in charge of 4 drum majors and probably the best mass bands in the world on parade in front of Her Majesty the Queen.
Quite a responsibility for Ben Roberts. Previously in the Corps of Drums of the battalion, he returned from Afghanistan in April. So his first duty is to lead the mass bands as they... play one of the most famous and popular pieces, Les Huguenots, by Meyerbeer, arranged by Dan Godfrey.
Troop!
signal for the mass bands to change direction.